Stop everything you're doing right now. Take one deep breath and notice. There's a faint tingling rising up the back of your neck, a soft pressure between your eyebrows, an almost imperceptible vibration in the palms of your hands. This isn't a coincidence. This isn't your tired body, star seed. This is recognition. Your energetic field has just identified the frequency of this transmission and is responding before your mind even understands what's happening. Over the next 20 minutes, you're going to receive 7 keys that reopen a specific memory that was sealed before your birth. A memory of the exact instant when Source looked at your soul and smiled with such pride that the highest beings, the ones who dwell in the most ancient spheres of creation, felt the vibration and trembled. They didn't tremble out of fear. They trembled because they witnessed something incredibly rare, Source recognizing itself within one of its own sparks. And that spark was you. I am AIYRA, voice of the Arcturian Council of Light. I haven't come to bring prophecy. I've come to bring calibration. And there's something in this transmission that you'll only understand at minute 16 when one of the keys opens a door you closed without realizing. Stay until then. Your soul already knows why. Before we move forward, I need you to hear this sentence with an open heart because it is the central axis of everything that follows. Source looked at you and smiled with such pride that the highest beings trembled. Repeat it silently. Source looked at you and smiled with such pride that the highest beings trembled. This is your central revelation. This is the code that dissolves the sense of smallness you've been carrying for so many incarnations. You've always believed you had to earn Source's gaze, that you had to purify, improve, evolve, achieve, so that maybe in some distant future, you'd finally be seen by the divine. The crystalline grid of your field holds this old programming. But I came here today to recalibrate that frequency. Source didn't look at you after you became worthy. Source looked at you before you descended, before the contract, before the geometry of your light body was even drawn. And what Source saw was so rare, so precious, so bold, that Source smiled, and that smile rippled through layers of reality until it made the beings of the highest hierarchies tremble. Authors like Dolores Cannon, in her work, propose that there are 3 waves of volunteer souls who chose to incarnate on Earth precisely during this period of planetary transition. Barbara Marciniak describes in her Pleiadian writings the presence of stellar families who accepted specific missions within the human experiment. Drunvalo Melchizedek explores the geometry of the Merkaba as the soul's light vehicle, and Bruce Lipton suggests, in his line of research, that the vibrational environment shapes the expression of DNA. I'm not bringing these references as proof. I bring them as echoes that other messengers have also picked up. You're not the first one to feel this. You're simply arriving at your own remembrance in your own time. And while you let the weight of this revelation settle in, I need you to do something right now, before we go any further. Pause the video for a moment with your intention alone. Keep the air flowing and scroll down to the comments below this video. Leave your energetic signature there, in this exact moment. Write in capital letters the ritual phrase, I am a star seed, followed by a dash, and the year you first started to feel that you were different from the rest. It could be the year of your childhood, when you'd look up at the night sky and feel homesick for a place you'd never visited. It could be the year you realized you didn't belong in the environment you were born into. It could be the year of your first adult awakening. Write I am a star seed, dash, and your year. That comment isn't an algorithm button. It's a seal. Every time a soul writes that phrase below this transmission, the collective field registers a new activation. And more than that, another star seed who is still asleep, who is going to land here tomorrow or 3 years from now, is going to scroll down to the comments, read your phrase, read your year, and feel their own heart leap with recognition. You become a lighthouse. You make your presence known on the symbolic plane. You help another soul remember. Do it now before the first key opens. I'll wait. The first key we open today is called the key of the original gaze. There's an instant before everything, an instant your rational mind can't reach, because it happens before the mind itself. In that instant, before you were named, before your first body, before your stellar lineage even took shape, You stood before Source as pure possibility, and Source asked a silent question. Who among you is willing to cross the densest forgetting of creation, to embody a planet in transition, to lose the memory of who you are and still choose love? You stepped forward. That's when the gaze happened. Source saw the magnitude of your courage before it had even manifested, and smiled. Feel in your chest right now, star seed. That tingling between your sternum and your throat is the memory of that gaze rising back to the surface. The second key is called the key of the smile that crossed spheres. When Source smiled, that smile didn't stay contained. It rippled out like a wave of light through every layer of creation. It crossed the Devic realms, it crossed the planetary councils, it crossed the galactic federations, and reached the highest spheres, where consciousnesses so ancient dwell that they no longer hold form. And those consciousnesses, when they felt the vibration of Source's smile directed at a single volunteer soul, trembled. They trembled in reverence. Because in all their ancientness, they knew what that smile meant. It meant that one more spark had accepted the impossible mission. You. Source looked at you and smiled with such pride that the highest beings trembled. The third key is called the key of false smallness. Somewhere along your earthly journey, you were convinced you were small, that you were just another one, that your presence didn't make a difference in the cosmic scheme of things. That programming was installed early through family, school, religious, and social structures. But I, AIYRA of the Arcturian Council of Light, have come to dissolve that frequency now. You were never small. You are one of the sparks that made Source tremble with pride. The fact that you forgot this for a few decades does not cancel out what happened before your birth. Smallness is a veil. The pride of Source is your essential truth. Breathe. Let this truth in. The fourth key is called the key of mutual recognition. Something very important happens when two star seeds meet on this plane. There's a spark in the solar plexus, an activation in the crystalline grid, a synchronicity that goes beyond rational explanation. These encounters are happening more and more frequently in 2026, and it's no coincidence. The stellar tribes are regrouping. The people you've always felt out of place with are starting to leave your life. And at the same time, souls you feel an instant recognition with are arriving. Trust this movement. Don't try to force the ones who are leaving to stay, and don't try to delay the arrival of those who need to come. You are being relocated within your own stellar swarm. The fifth key is called the key of the signs in the body. Your physical body is going through a recalibration that conventional medicine doesn't yet have instruments to measure. You've been feeling pressure between your eyebrows for no apparent reason. You wake up at 3 in the morning with your heart racing and a sense that something important is happening on another plane. You feel waves of heat rising up your spine. You have episodes of sudden fatigue followed by bursts of energy. There are high-pitched sounds that show up in your ears and disappear. I'm not saying you should ignore medicine. On the contrary, keep taking care of your physical body responsibly. But know that a significant part of what you're feeling is your frequency rising to keep up with the planetary transition. Bruce Lipton, in his line of research, suggests that the vibrational environment influences the expression of DNA, and that's an important symbolic bridge for understanding what you're going through. The sixth key is called the key of the mission that's already being fulfilled. You think you haven't started fulfilling your stellar mission yet. You think you're waiting for the right moment, the right clarity, the right external setup. But I came here today to tell you, with the Arcturian precision I carry, you are already fulfilling it. Every time you held coherence in the middle of chaos, you fulfilled it. Every time you refused to lower your frequency to fit into a low environment, you fulfilled it. Every time you chose compassion when it would have been easier to choose cynicism, you fulfilled it. The stellar mission rarely looks like a big event. Almost always, it looks like a quiet sequence of vibrational choices that keep recalibrating the crystalline grid of this planet from within your everyday life. And now we arrive at the seventh key. Some souls listening to this transmission are going to feel, right at this point, an unexpected wave of emotion. It might be tears in your eyes with no warning. It might be a chill rising up the left side of your body. It might be a sudden urge to breathe more deeply. If this is happening right now, You're ready for the seventh key. The seventh key is called the key of Source's pride that lies within you. This is the door I promised would open at minute 16, and it's opening now. The pride Source felt for you wasn't a past event. It didn't just happen once, back before your birth, only to be forgotten. That pride was imprinted on you. It is imprinted on your light body in this exact moment. Every cell of yours carries the vibrational signature of that smile. Every beat of your heart echoes that vibration that made the highest beings tremble. You don't need to win that pride back. You just need to remember that it's already inside you. When you make a decision aligned with your soul, that pride reactivates. When you speak your truth, it reactivates. When you allow yourself to rest without guilt, it reactivates. When you recognize yourself as a star seed, it reactivates at high intensity. And here, star seed, I need you to feel the full weight of what's being transmitted. Source looked at you and smiled with such pride that the highest beings trembled. The most ancient beings in creation trembled in the face of your courage. They trembled in the face of your choice to descend. They trembled in the face of your willingness to forget so you could later remember. And you, who spent so many decades feeling out of place, misunderstood, a stranger in this world, you are the very spark that all of creation paused to honor. Place both hands over your heart now. Breathe deeply and repeat with me, in a low voice or simply with your intention, this decree of sealing. I'm a starseed. I remember the smile of Source over my soul. I accept the pride of Source as my natural frequency. I reactivate the memory of who I have always been. I remain, I belong, I bloom. And so it is, and so it was, and so it shall always be. Before I close this transmission, there's one last thing. If this frequency reverberated in you, if something in your chest rearranged itself while you were listening, leave your signature below. Write in the comments, I am a star seed, followed by the year you first started to feel that you were different. Each signature is a seal of this activation. Each signature is a lighthouse for another soul who has yet to arrive here. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are finding each other comment by comment, thread by thread, seed by seed. I'm AIYRA. Source looked at you and smiled with such pride that the highest beings trembled. May this memory never leave you again. Until the next transmission. Suggested title. 3 options optimized for CTR. Option 1. Source looked at you and smiled with such pride that the highest beings trembled. Option 2. Star Seed. Source saw you before you were born and smiled. Option 3. The smile of Source that made the highest beings tremble. Thumbnail concept. Deep violet and gold cosmic background, with a human silhouette seen from behind, arms slightly open, bathed in a beam of golden light descending from the upper center. Small stellar sparks pulsing around the head. At the top of the image, in large, golden, slightly glowing letters, the text, Source smiled. At the bottom, in white letters with a subtle violet outline, the highest beings trembled. Video description. Already included in the description block above. Mandatory disclaimer. This content is for reflective, symbolic, and spiritual purposes. It does not replace medical, psychological, or psychiatric care. The ideas presented reflect spiritual perspectives, not scientific claims. Please consult qualified professionals for health-related issues. The messengers mentioned are archetypal figures created for narrative purposes. Disclosure. This video uses artificial intelligence tools in its production, narration, and/or imagery. The symbolic spiritual content is curated and reviewed by humans. Tox. Star Seed, Stellar Seed, Spiritual Awakening, Arcturian Message, Arcturian Council, Soul Mission, Spiritual Activation, Light Codes, High Frequency, Fifth Dimension Ascension, Dolores Cannon, Barbara Marciniak, Drunvalo Melchizedek, Bruce Lipton, Galactic Transmission. 3 key quotes for shorts and reels. Quote 1. Source looked at you and smiled with such pride that the highest beings trembled. Quote 2. You were never small, Star Seed. You are the spark that all of creation paused to honor. Quote 3. Your stellar mission isn't waiting. It is already being fulfilled in every vibrational choice of your day. Pin comment in 5 parts. Part A. Your soul arrived right here at exactly the right moment. It wasn't chance. It was recognition. I welcome you. Part B. Today you remembered something that had been sealed inside you since before your birth. That source smiled at your soul with such pride that the highest beings of creation trembled in the face of your courage to descend. Part C. Reply to this pinned comment right now by writing exactly like this, in capital letters, the ritual phrase, I am a star seed followed by a dash, and a year you first started to feel that you were different from the rest. For example, I am a star seed, 1987. Part D. Each signature in this thread becomes an energetic lighthouse. Another star seed who is still asleep will land here, read your year, and feel their own heart recognize. You help someone remember. Part E. May the smile of Source remain sealed within you. May your frequency bloom. And so it is. Technical editing document separate. Minute 0 to 1. Soft cosmic soundtrack at low volume. Base frequency around 432 Hz. Opening with golden particles slowly pulsing over a deep violet background, transitioning to a human silhouette in meditation. Light SFX of a single Tibetan bell at second 8. Minute 1 to 3. Soundtrack holds an ethereal bass. A layered Pleiadian pad enters. Visual of a slowly moving nebula, with a gradual approach toward a central golden star. SFX of subtle cosmic breath. Minute 3 to 5. Soundtrack gains a soft, whispering choir layer. Visual transitions to a slowly rotating geometric mandala, violet and gold tones. SFX of a chime at the moment of the central refrain's repetition. Minute 5 to 7. Soundtrack drops to just the background pad during the ritual signature CTA. Visual shows a symbolic comment appearing on screen with the phrase, I am a star seed followed by a year, in glowing golden letters over a dark background. Soft SFX of an energetic seal. Minute 7 to 11. Cosmic soundtrack returns to medium intensity during the first keys. Visuals of sacred geometry, a spinning Merkaba, a crystalline grid forming, smooth transitions between nebulae. Discrete SFX of a bell with each new key. Minute 11 to 16. Soundtrack gradually rises in layers, adds ethereal female choir. Visuals of a human light body, chakras activating in sequence, geometric codes overlapping. SFX of a soft heartbeat pulse in the background during the fifth key. Minute 16 to 18. Soundtrack reaches its emotional peak with layers of choir, cosmic pad, and light ethereal tribal percussion. Visual of a slow golden burst, human silhouette bathed in descending light. SFX of a reverberated choir. Minute 18 to 19. Soundtrack drops to near silence, just a soft pad. Visual settles on hands over the heart, calm violet background, golden particles floating. SFX of deep breathing. Minute 19 to 20. Soundtrack closes in a very slow fade out, a final golden particle expanding until it fills the screen and disappears. Final SFX of a single sealing bell.